Let's get into some shite. Hi, friends. How are you? This is Rick with Apocalyptic. Hey, happy week. Thanks for joining me today on this podcast. And you know, that's the great thing about podcasts. You could join me anytime. You could be listening to this podcast next year, and I would be saying the exact same thing. In fact, I will say it every time you play it. I'll say the exact same thing. Seriously, I will. It's a good day to be hanging out, and thanks for hanging out with me. I'm having my coffee this morning. You know, I went off coffee for a little while, and then I got back on it. But it's a change because I'm not doing the cream. I'm doing black coffee, which I kind of like sometimes. It takes a while to get used to that, to doing the black coffee, because I always like my coffee like a milkshake. You know, I always put like a lot of cream, a lot of sugar, probably more than coffee. I don't know. The coffee's good. I like the coffee, but I love that creamy taste, and that's what I get addicted to, not the caffeine, I don't think. But anyway, so I decided that I'm going to do coffee again. So I'm doing it with no cream, just straight black with some Splenda. So I guess that's not black, right? It is, kind of. Hold on. Highlander Grog coffee. Have you had that? Do you do the Highlander Grog? So my history with Highlander Grog coffee years ago, I'd never had it before, and I went to, I want to say it was World Market, but I'm not positive. It was something like that. And this is like my kilt years. This is when I was doing kilt. So anything that had Highlander and anything like that was one of those things I would like, oh, what's this? So, I saw the coffee, Highlander Grog coffee, never had it before, and I thought, I'm going to give this a try. I took it home. Best coffee I ever had. Excellent. So good. So I was like, this is my coffee from now on. And what I didn't realize is it's really, really, really kind of hard to find. You can't just get it at the regular coffee place. You can't get it at Starbucks. It's just, you can't do it. And so anytime I see a bag of it, I try to get it. And you can get it on Amazon. Different companies make it. But it's expensive on Amazon. I think Highlander Grog coffee is kind of expensive. And one time I was out, I was at a job on the road. I just pulled over to a pilot station and I was going to get some coffee. And they had Highlander Grog coffee. Bought it, got some. I'm serious. On the road, best cup of coffee I've ever had in my life. So try it out. I'm having, the one I have is Cameron's Highlander Grog coffee. You can get that in a bag. You could get it. I got it in the little K-Cups. I think that's what they're called, right? And they do their own. So if you have a Keurig, which I used to have, and I didn't realize this, bought a new Keurig. I was really happy. And you can only drink their coffee. You can only use their cups. It's got a little thing on the top where their machine reads this little hidden thing. You could actually buy something to kind of cover that up, or you can make one of your own, but it's a pain in the butt. And I just said, screw it, I'm going to get something else. So I have the Hamilton Beach Flex Brew. And so one side's a K-Cup, one side is a carafe. You can make a big pot if you want, or just do the little cup of coffee, which I do a lot. I like Hamilton Beach. Hamilton Beach reminds me of my childhood. You remember when you're watching any kind of like Let's Make a Deal? Remember that show, Let's Make a Deal? It's on. I think Wayne Brady hosts it now. But back then it was Monty Hall. And people would win a prize. And Hamilton Beach was always one of those companies that they would win from, you know. A lot of those, if you watch them, the companies don't even exist anymore. Remember Zenith TV? I don't know if Zenith still exists, but you don't see them that much. Magnavox, Zenith, and those people would win. They would go crazy. The same with cars. I think most of the cars are still around. A lot of the cars are still around. But Hamilton Beach does not make cars. They could. They probably should. But anyway, I got the Flex Brew with the Hamilton Grog Coffee. The Highlander Grog Coffee, and it's good. Highlander Grog, if you don't know it, it's kind of vanilla-y. It's vanilla-ish. Is that a word? Vanilla-ish. And I think maybe some kind of possibly rum scotch taste in there. It's butterscotch. Can I have another sip? Hold on. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Nothing else. Not really doing anything else today. No, just hanging out with you. I'm getting rid of stuff. I have already started emptying things. So in my house, we don't have an attic in the house. I think we might have an attic, but it's kind of closed off. Can't get to it. Never been into the attic. But we have an upstairs room with a lot of bedrooms, and then there's a door, and you just think, oh, this is a closet, and you open it up, and it's a large room, not huge, but it's a sizable room, but it's unfinished, and I don't even know why. So it could have been a walk-in closet, I suppose. I don't even know. There's a couple of places like that in my house, where it's just like the builders were like, I don't know what to do with this. Let's just leave it like this. So our house is really cool and very finished, and it's got some strange, interesting angles to it where the roof kind of comes down and just, I don't know, just some interesting thing. But then there are places where they're just like, I don't know what to do with this. Let's just leave it raw. And that's what they did. And you walk in there, and there's probably half the size of a bedroom. It's larger than a bathroom. It could be a bedroom, actually. It really could. But it's just raw floors, raw framing. They didn't put any drywall on it. You can see where the roof is. They didn't put any drywall there. No, there's one wall has some insulation. So when we moved in, it was kind of being used as a storage. So we just thought, well, like a lot of people put things in their attic, so that's what we'll use it for storage. So we started using it for storage. And when you first move, you just throw things. You got to have a place for things, and you throw things. You think, well, I'll take care of that later. I'll get into that later. Well, later never happens. You just put it in a box, you stick it in there, and then it's just like when you get a storage unit, and you put things in. You go, look, I'm out of space. I'm gonna put things in the storage unit, and I'll get to them later. You never do. You don't ever get into it. It just stays in the storage unit. It's easier to pay the monthly charge, I guess. So we did that with our storage, and I finally decided to get in there and start going, man, I have thrown away so much stuff. Things that I've had since I was in my 20s that there's just no way I would have ever gotten rid of. This is like some old computer software, old DVDs, papers, books, magazines, things. I have an entire huge box of cords, 50 gazillion cables. What do they call them? I can't think of the word. I'll think of it in a little bit. But for TV, cable TV, just tons and tons of them. All kinds of cables for sound systems and Ethernet cables and HDI, MVP, whatever. They all have those letters on them, but I got tons of them. What do you do with those? It's one of those things like, I don't want to throw them away. I don't want to contribute to the pile of junk in the landfills. But so I end up just hoarding them. I just keep them. So I'm going to get rid of them. We're going to have this big yard sale. And I'm going to get rid of a bunch of stuff. So we're compiling things to put into the yard sale. That's one of the things. I've been putting stuff on eBay to sell, and no one's bidding. It's always an interesting thing when you think someone wants your crap, but they don't. No one wants it. They're not going to bid on it. I threw away a bunch of my old stand-up comedy stuff. Back when I was doing stand-up and I had some master reels that I was going to make albums and records and things, and I made my demo tapes and all of that. Oh, man, I was proud of that stuff. And now I'm one of those people that I can't look back. Are you like that? Some people can look back and they're so proud of what they did when they were younger. I can't stand what I did 6 months ago. So it's why I can't keep a journal or a diary. I will write things down. And then when I go back and read it, it's embarrassing. I It's like, why would I write that? That's awful. And then I have to rip the pages out and throw them away. And I sort of have that problem when I'm doing poetry. Not a whole lot. I think I can, especially if I refine the poetry. Stories, sometimes when I write short stories, those will survive. But a lot of things, a lot of performances that I do, and there's just a lot of things I got to throw away. Can't hang on to them. Can't keep them. I'm just one of those people that I don't like to revisit the past. I guess, and art is kind of like that. Definitely cartoons. I've got some really bad cartoons in my cartoon career. And there's a lot of cartoons that I could update. It's just like, okay, the kernel of this is good, but the execution is horrible, and I can kind of redo it if I need to. But a lot of times you can't. It's just like, this is what was published. This is out there. And some of the stuff that was published, I can't even believe it was published. But that's life, right? We all start very immature. We all start raw. Nobody knows what we're doing. And then we grow. And it's a sign that you grow if you could look at your stuff and think that's horrible. I guess Picasso did that. He would look at some of his early stuff and go, oh, it's crap. Somebody owns it now, or it's in a book. I can't burn it. I know a lot of authors who they said when they die, all my stuff has to be burned. That's in their will. They don't want to keep their stuff to keep going on. But I think other people don't have that same connection to it. And you can still look at I know a lot of people look at my stuff and say it's bad. People listen to the podcast and they're like, really? He thinks this is good? I don't know why. But like the early podcasts that I've done, if I listen to some of those, I'm like, oh, wow, that's rough. That's rough. And I think the listeners knew it was rough. I'm just now getting around to finding out. So that's the way it is. Highlander Grog, good stuff. To go with coffee, what would you do? I'll tell you what you would do. You would have some ice cream. I'm in an ice cream mood, and I'm trying not to have any ice cream. See, I got a doctor's appointment next week. I got my physical. I lost some weight. I think I might be putting it back on, which is crappy. I'm not trying to, but I got sick and I lost some weight, and then now I'm well, and I want to eat. But I'm really trying not to put it back on. And when I go to the doctor next week for my physical, I'm hoping that they're going to say, wow, your blood pressure's down, your weight is down, you're a young man again. That's what I'm hoping they'll say. But I've gotten cravings for ice cream. We're getting into those summer months. It's still spring, but we're getting close to the summer. And in Atlanta, it's always summer. So it's hard when you're out not to stop and get a little ice cream. Birthday was a couple weeks ago, and I had to have some cake, had to have some ice cream. That's okay, right? It's fine. Just do it every once in a while. You'll be fine. Just don't. My grandfather used to have ice cream every day. That was just part of his meal. He had a favorite ice cream. He would have his dinner and then ice cream afterwards. And he wasn't a fat man. He was a skinny man for the most part. I don't have those genes. I have my grandfather's genes, but not those particular ones. Just a little bit of ice cream. I look at a box of ice cream and I'll gain. So I found some ice cream flavors. These are very strange ice cream flavors. I don't know if I would want to try many of them. Some of them I might. Honey jalapeno pickle ice cream. So that sounds disgusting, but then the more you think about it, you think, okay, maybe it's okay. I think it could be. I would lick it one time. That's right. I'm not a big jalapeno person. I like honey in dessert. And I love pickles. Not as much in dessert, but maybe it would be good. Sometimes it's one of those things that you just think, when you hear something disgusting, but then you think, oh, it could be good. That's one of those things that I think has a potential for working. Lobster ice cream. No. I wouldn't want that. They started this in Maine. It's just ice cream with chunks of lobster in it. I don't know if you have cream. Do people put cream on? I don't eat a lot of lobster, but do you? I know butter. Butter comes from the same thing, so there's gotta be a connection in there. It's gotta be okay. It can't be the worst thing, I would think. But not being a lobster fan, I don't think it's something I would want. This is equally as disgusting. Smoked salmon ice cream. Ugh. I don't think smoked anything, even smoked almonds in ice cream, I don't think I would want. Ice cream and smokiness, just, I could be wrong. I'm totally open to the idea that I could be wrong, but smoked salmon ice cream, no. Curry flavored ice cream, I imagine, could potentially be okay. I love curry. I can't imagine an ice cream, really. I might want to taste it just to see, just to make sure. That started in Japan, by the way. This is also disgusting. Fish and chip flavored ice cream. No. Fish and chip, I like fish and chips, but I can't. But if I have too much, they make me sick. The grease, it's just too greasy. And in an ice cream, I think it might be worse. Fish and chip, do you need that in ice cream? Kind of crazy person. Cream cod, vanilla, and pepper batter. Ugh. Oyster ice cream, that's just craziness. Pickled mango ice cream. Now that could be okay. Pickled mango could be okay in ice cream. Pizza ice cream. It depends on how you do it, because there's already cheese and ice cream are probably kind of close to the same thing. But you're going to put tomato stuff in it. You're going to put, I don't know, vegetables. Anchovies? Pepperoni? I don't know what goes in your ice cream. What goes in on your pizza? I don't know. Squid ink ice cream. I don't think I would want to imagine it's bitter. Don't you think? I've not had squid ink. I know people do put it in foods and things, but I feel like it would be really bitter. Somebody who has had squid ink, let me know if it is. In Japan, they do it. Traditional squid ink ice cream recipe combines squid ink with starchy root, whole milk, salt, and butter. I don't know. Not having squid ink, I can imagine what it's going to taste like. So if I knew, maybe I could predict. Cheese ice cream could be good. Cheese ice cream come from the same family. I do like, there's cream cheese, which is good. There's cheesecake, which is good. So generally cheese and ice creamy things kind of sound like they could work. So I'm not too scared of that one. I would be okay with that. Finally, this is the final weird ice cream, cicada flavored ice cream. I don't know who had that idea or why, but what they do is they actually put crumbled dried cicadas on the ice cream. No. I went to, where was it? Was it South Carolina? Was it? I think, yeah, no. Myrtle Beach, North Carolina, Myrtle Beach. And I went to this little store and they had all these dried bugs you could eat. And some of them were mixed in candy. Some of them you could put on things. You could put them on desserts and stuff. Cicada ice cream apparently is mixed with chocolate. And they say it tastes like chocolate. But I don't know why. Other than the fact that you just say that you're doing it. I don't know what the purpose of it is. But in this little store they had tarantulas and ants and little worms, bugs. Just crazy stuff you could put on things in candy. Just nope, not for me. But there you go. That's for people who do not mind eating bugs on your ice cream. Try it out. See if you like it today. Maybe just put some worms in your ice cream, just like the lobster, and just have at it. Do some maggots, live maggots while you're eating your ice cream. It's squirming, or yeah, why not? Just go all the way. If you're gonna do it, don't be chicken. Don't have the dried stuff. Eat the live stuff. Put it in your ice cream. Be a man. Be a woman. I don't know. I'll stick with my Highlander grog. Thank you very much. How are you? I want to thank the people who reached, as I say in East Tennessee, reached out to me and told me what they thought about the show. I was asking whether 2 shows a week too much. Is it too much? Sometimes it's too much for me, and I only can do 1. Like this week, I have to scale back. Every week I say I'm not going to do that, but sometimes it happens. So I am in the process of closing my gallery. Boom, decided, and I'm doing that. and I'm okay with it. It was a chapter in my life that was really, really, really fun. Under certain circumstances, I would have loved to have kept it going. It just didn't financially. Where I'm located, the art gallery just won't work financially, and especially with me doing it. I'm a crappy business person. I'm a creative, so it just didn't work. Somebody else might be able to make it work. I could not. So I got to a point, I lost too much money. I just said, that's it. I'm done. Closing it down. And I'm cool. I'm cool with it. Now it's a new chapter in my life. I got to figure out where I'm going to go. At my age, out of a job, out of a career, I got to find something else to do. And so, as I close down the gallery, and it's kind of busy work, and it's taking up some time. So there'll be some times that I have to skip a day in the podcasting, and I'm going to try not to make that happen all the time, right? All right, so we'll have at least one a week, and I will try to stick to the two, I swear. But I put out the information, I put out the question, is it okay? And so far, not a lot of response, but the ones who have responded have said that 2 is okay. If you feel like it's not, you still can weigh in. Just send me an email, rick@apocalyptic.com, or send me something on email. Facebook is fine if you want to do that. Or listener line, 678-348-0008. You could text that same number or call the same number, either way. If you want to call that number and just say something, talk, be on the show, you can do that. Just leave a voice message, and I'll put you on the program. Okay? Again, 678-348-0008. That's all you got to do. I decided I'm a bad helper. I'm not good at helping. I kind of think I knew this about me. I don't like to admit this. And honestly, I don't think that it's 100% honest to say that, but it kind of is. So first of all, I love people. I like helping people. I want to help people. I feel like that's what life is about, right? Helping people. But I don't think my awareness is always there to help. I don't always know when people are in trouble. So if people come to me and say, help me, I will usually try to help them. So, but I don't know, like I've been at a gas station many, 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 many times. I'm at a gas station pumping gas, and someone comes up to me and says, can you help me get gas? And then they go into this long story about how they're stranded and they're in a hotel and their kids are there, blah, blah, blah. And, okay, it's a sad story. I understand it. And I have sympathy and compassion for those people, except when they're telling me the exact, almost word for word same story that several other people have told me over the course of years when I've been pumping gas at a gas station. It's not even a different story. They just tell the exact same story. So I get a little bit suspicious at that point. I don't know. If people need help, shouldn't you just help them no matter what? I guess if somebody's standing on the side of the road with a sign up that says I need help, it's not my, I don't know. Okay, maybe they're going to buy booze. Maybe they're going to buy drugs. Maybe that's what they need. I can give them $1, right? Why not? I don't know. Helping them out. It's okay if people ask, we should help them out. I think I would want, if I'm in trouble, and I might be really soon, I might be homeless, I might be jobless, and I would stand on the side of the road, I would hope that somebody might help me out. I don't know that I would help myself out, but I would try. I think I would try. I'm driving down the road the other day and come to a street light, and I'm going to turn, and I look up ahead, and I see what looks like a pile of person in the road, just crumpled up in the road on the corner. And the more I looked, I realized, yes, it is, in fact, someone laying in the road. And a bike is crashed into what looks like a telephone pole, light pole, something like that. And there is a car kind of stopped in the middle of the road, and someone jumps out and runs towards the person. And I put it together that the person in that car has hit the person on the bike, and the person on the bike is sprawled out on the pavement. on their back, hands up, kind of in a crucifix kind of pose. Looks like they're unconscious. I don't know. And you have a split second. I had a split second chance of doing something. What do? Do I jump out? How do I help? And I made the choice to drive away. That's what I did. And that's, as I'm driving away, I'm like, what kind of person am I that I'm driving away from this? What if someone really needed help? But honestly, I started telling myself, what can I do? I can't do CPR. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical person. Okay, I could call someone, but there are other people there. They're going to call, right? I'm just going to be in the way. Do I just load it down? I'm going to be another person calling 911, blocking their lines. I don't want to park my car and jump out, and then I'm inconveniencing everybody. And what am I going to do? Stand there and gawk? So to me, the easiest way to help someone out in that situation is to drive away. That's what I told myself. But I feel guilty about it. Shouldn't I help? What can I do? I can't do anything. If there was someone literally, like if I was the only person on the scene, and that person was there, surely I would get out. I think I would get out and help the person. I hope I would. But I've walked past homeless people asking for money and just ignored them before. And then I feel bad about it. I'm like, should I have done something? I don't know. The thing inside, I guess, that people have that says help this person, I don't know if mine works right. I'm not insensitive to people, I don't think. I just don't know how to do it. I don't know what I'm supposed to. I've given people money. I do that now all the time. People have to come up and ask me for cash. I'll get, if I have cash, which is rare, I will give it to them. I will give them my cash. I will help them out. But I don't know what else to do. I saw someone at Christmas Day, sitting on the sidewalk in front of a store, and I had to run to the store and get like an ingredient for something we didn't have on Christmas Day, and I was like, I feel bad. This person sitting, well, I should invite them to Christmas dinner. Wow, that's what I should do. I should invite them to Christmas dinner. They could have a shower. They could sleep in the bed. I should really do that. But I'm driving away, and I never invited them. I'm bad at helping. I'm not an insensitive person. I just don't know what to do. I don't have that thing. My wife is the opposite. My wife would drive. And in fact, when I told her, I texted her that someone was on the street laying down. She jumped in her car and went there. That's the person I'm married to. And that just makes me feel worse. I'm a horrible person. I'm a terrible, horrible person. I feel like I'm helping you out with a podcast. That's the best I can do. I'm a podcaster helping the world survive. It's my goal. We all have our goals. We all have our jobs. We all have our place where we fit in society. My job, apparently, is to drink Highlander Grog coffee and talk to you on a podcast. That's what I'm going to do today, except it's done. It's over. My job is done. Holy crap. I got to get more compassion, probably. I need to work on that.